Hello and welcome to the 2018 Meet the Candidates, a voter education program sponsored by the Shakopee Chamber and Visitors Bureau. Today we're joined with local City Council candidate and incumbent Kathy Mokel. Kathy, thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Why don't you start by just giving everyone an intro of yourself and why you're running for re-election on the City Council?
Well, I work right now in the human resource and accounting field for a workers' compensation company. I am also serving as the chair for the Southern Valley Alliance for Battered Women's group that is located in Belle Plaine that serves Scott and Carver County. I am the District 4 representative for Land Use Advisory Committee on the Met Council, which is a group that is all local or elected officials. And I also have served on different committees in the schools, and I just think that living here for 20 years with my husband and kids, I really just want to give back to my community.
Great. The first question today will be, investors are pulling out of projects in our community, citing an instability and unpredictability with city politics. How do we restore predictability and stability so that investors feel confident putting their money in projects here in Shakopee?
Well, predictability and stability happens with strategic leadership. And that means that every council member and the mayor need to come up with a strategic vision that they can implement that will bring these investors and make them feel confident in that vision. It also brings financial stability to the community as well.
Awesome. The next question, define tax increment financing for our audience and voters.
Okay, well, tax increment financing is a financial mechanism that is used for usually places of redevelopment. And how that is used is we create what's called a TIF district. And that district usually has boundaries around the property that we want to use those tax dollars for. They are deferred tax. The tax is deferred in that area, but then the company that's usually making the investment then uses those dollars for future use, and so then their taxes are basically used in that district for public improvements and those types of things. Sometimes it's even for soil remediation. And what ends up happening is we bring in more businesses that don't use those TIF dollars because those restructurings are in place.
So the follow-up to that question is then, when does tax increment financing work?
Tax increment financing works the best in places where there's redevelopment, and usually if there's problems with soil remediation or with blight. So those are the two areas that will be used the most and is most effective for our taxes. The uses that we've used in the last 4 years has helped us bring our tax rate down, and now half of our residents will see a tax cut this next year.
The next question is, as the Shakopee Chamber of Commerce, we are unapologetically pro-Shakopee and pro-business. How is your agenda pro-business, and how does that differ from your opponents?
Well, I would say that my tenure on the Shakopee City Council, I have been pro-business. I have looked at ways that we can use and bring in high-paying jobs and also bring in housing that will help meet the needs of those jobs that we bring into the community. I think that going forward, it's our other things that we continue to do is our revitalization of downtown. We've used the facade improvement loans, and then we've also used what we created with the TIF districts, but like I said, it brings in the other businesses that help with that tax base.
Great. The next question, what cities do you think are doing a good job, and what lessons can be learned from them?
Well, I have to say, serving on the Land Use Advisory Committee with my peers, and also I served on the 169 Coalition as they're looking at restructuring of the 169, and the one thing that I've learned is people like what we're doing. They want to know how we are getting what we are getting. And the only thing that I could see us probably doing in the future to probably better ourselves is what Edina has done in regards to their affordable housing plan. We bring a lot of market rate housing, which is people are very jealous of, that we have market rate, not the affordable housing. But what Edina has done is they've created an ordinance that when developers want to bring in market rate housing, they have to make so many of those units affordable. And if they choose not to, they can buy out of that program.
The final question. What has been your greatest learning opportunity in life to date?
Well, I have to say my biggest learning opportunity is owning a business. It has taught me how the challenges and getting involved with the community and doing as much as possible to better myself, and it's always one more step. And that's really how I got involved with the City Council.
Well, thank you for your time, Kathy
welcome.
Mokel, and we thank you guys for watching the 2018 Meet the Candidates.